This series was so spiritually dark I could only watch 2.5 episodes of it. I'm an energy sensitive person, I'm a spiritually sensitive person, so they did such a great job in the art embodying this character and displaying what was going on that I could not look at it for too long. That being said, understand that in a bee colony, the bees that are close to the queen all the way to the soldier bees, the worker bees and the soldier bees, are all connected to a frequency that is emitting from the queen bee. And literally, if anything happens to the queen, all the bees in the colony lose their sense of purpose. So they do everything they can to protect the queen because they operate as one organism. This show is about a character who is a diehard fan for her favorite R&B singer. Yes, this story seems to point directly to Beyonce. But I'm not really gonna focus much on Beyonce, though we know that Beyonce is a spiritual practitioner. I've talked about her in a reading that I've done about her and Jay-Z before. What people don't realize is that corporations around the world utilize what I call psycho-spiritual hacking or spells in order to hypnotize their consumers. And that's exactly what this is about. Though it's pinpointed down to an artist, this is true about all major corporations. Many heads of these corporations are doing deals with spiritual entities that require blood. I have a video of little elementary school age children, European elementary school age children, admitting to doing human sacrifice of actual babies with their father.
Look at me.
And I ate babies, and I ate babies before, and I feel really weak about it, really weak. Not strong. And when the first time when we ever done it with Papa, the first time when we ever done it, we did so much.
When you did what?
When we killed a baby, the first time. And
You killed the babies?
Yes.
You yourself?
With Papa. Papa holding my hand, he helped me. But he told me to cut the baby's head off. But he forced me to. I couldn't.
He held your hands?
He held my hand. Yeah.
We have to be mindful about the spells that are being released into the airways in order to control low vibrational energy. We don't realize that what we simply call advertisement, these corporations actually understand that they are operating in a spiritual science. See, you have to understand that there are laws within the divine realm and within the divine power and technologies of divine power. There are laws like agreement. Like you cannot illegally put somebody under a spell. And when I say illegally, meaning that the person or persons have to come into agreement with the actual spell in order for it to work. Otherwise it will backfire, and many times the repercussions are violent. This is why corporations make it their business to create agreement whenever they are casting spells on the masses. Well, how are they casting spells on the masses? Well, you think that they are predicting the future with shows like The Simpsons. They're not predicting the future. They're actually programming the masses, and they're giving you their intentions for the future. And the moment that you come into an energetic agreement, and that just means that when you begin to come into a connection with the entertainment that you're seeing, at that moment, you've come into a spiritual agreement with the information. That's when they get the license to bring to pass the thing that they desire. And then when it happens, you say they predicted the future. When in fact, they're operating in a spiritual science I call psycho-spiritual hacking or a spell. This character in Swan becomes a serial killer for an artist that she doesn't personally know. The psycho-spiritual hacking has taken a toll on her psyche and the philosophy of the artist, the lyrics. And understand something. When you go to a concert, when you go to a major event like a fashion show, anything that the major industry is putting on, you need to understand, to you, it's a concert, but to them, it's a ceremony. And everything that they are releasing, whether it's in clothing, whether it's frequency, whether it's a movie, understand, to them, it is a part of the spell. It is literally the seductive dissemination of the frequency that artist, that corporation, or whomever government wants to emit. It works best on low vibrational human beings. This is why it's time for you to awaken in your divine identity. You can't afford to operate on the low vibration. There was a woman here on TikTok that admitted she had a dream that she went to a Beyonce concert and she began to hear telling her to leave the concert.
Guys, so I had a dream last night. Well, really this morning, because I woke up this morning shook. So me, Candace, and my best friend Sheree, we was all at a concert. I assumed that we was at a stadium because I don't even know any, like, none of our arenas look like how it looked. Yeah, come on, come to the back. I got his back. Like, come to the back. So we goes to the back. Instantly, as soon as you get in the back, I instantly feel the difference. Like, I feel the devil. Like, it was like the closer we got in the back, the more I felt him. Okay? So I'm like, oh no, what is going on? Like, I'm like, I feel the devil, bro. When I tell you this. And next thing you know, God was like, leave. And I'm like, listen, the devil is here to take souls. If you want to save your soul, we have to leave now. He not listening to me because he's so drunk. So he go on up to the stage. We go up the stairs, and it's like, as soon as we go up the stairs, they start playing Drunken Love, the beginning of Drunken Love, over and over and over. And it's like everybody getting in trance. And it's like God is steady yelling at me, telling me like to leave.
That young lady was experiencing her spirit trying to alert her that she's under a psychosis. Right? Now, again, this is not about Beyonce. Though I understand and I know that Beyonce is a spiritual practitioner. I know a lot of things about Beyonce, myself being a seer and a spiritual practitioner. But this is more about understanding that there is spiritual warfare that is happening in real time. And most of us, unfortunately, are oblivious. But here's the problem. It's going to cost us during this time, at the beginning of this age. It is very dangerous not to understand who you are and how spiritual warfare works. This movie displays exactly how this thing operates. I should say this series. Now, it doesn't show the artist operating in a spiritual practice, but the reality is that it is giving you a picture of the effects of what happens when these corporations, governments, artists, etc. operate in a spiritual practice. In this next clip, our ancestor, Dick Gregory, tells us how John Lennon was literally on assignment from Central Intelligence agencies to put the kids of that generation under a spell and get them hooked on a specific drug, which is also connected to spiritual science or psycho-spiritual hacking.
I remember me and John Lennon got real good friends. I said, who are you? Do you know who you are? I asked him. He says, no, but why'd you? I said, poor little ignorant redneck out of that part of Britain ain't never made it big. How'd you do it? He said, that whole thing was CIA and British intelligence. He said all our songs was to turn white children into drugs.
Point is, it's time to awaken now.